Dankie. Sizokuhlala la namhlanje sindawo. Yalala la. Shamasi. The time is 23:37. I'll be finishing at what time, Chair? 15 after 12.
0020.
53. I'm not counting the other benevolent, Chair. I'm not counting the 15 minutes in case I need an extra time.
Yeah, it's 12. It says 00:13.
00:13. Okay. Thank you, Chair. Chamas, ngiyakuthokoza. Ngesikhethu ngizokubetha isindebele nesizulu. Ngesikhethu sithi uyikakaramba, uyikutani. Ngesizulu bathi uyinkunzi, uyisikhokho. Ngifuna ukuthi nje kuwena into yenzileko irare iphasi mazombe. Bangithi irare iphasi mazombe ngesizulu kuthiwa iyenze umhlaba uthuke inwenye engazwako eSouth Africa neAfrica mazombe. Ngicabanga ukuthi namanye amazwe abomakhelwane abala iduzane bayabafuna abantu abanesibindi esifana naleso naso. Ngithi abantu emakhaya njengoba ngikhuluma nawe nje ngalesikhathi ebusuku kangaka bathokoza into oyenzileko, whether into sitshele yona ngezi-6 zangoJuly, ngoba thina njengekomiti yamapolisa ngezi-5 zangoMarch weza wazokupresenta azange sayithathele ehloko ni. Ngamanye amagama ngifuna ukuphamisa isandla ukuthi chebe senza mhlambe saphosisa. Baza ngixolela abanye ngoba ngitshelwe ukuthi ama-interpreter akekho akhambela ukulala. Akulalwa la, siyabereka thina la. Siyabereka la. No. Ngizoyibamba nje ngelimi lesiyeni. Ngizokuthoma ngithi in the year 2024 wathola you received the request from Gauteng Organized Crime Investigation Unit ukuthi bakusize ubasize to assist them with investigation to dismantle the organized crime syndicate operating in the country and controlled in Gauteng province. General Khumalo came here. He was very clear to say whether the percentage we might not agree that Ampura Mapolisa Sanao Gauteng in particular. He said most of the police, I don't want to use the word corruption, they are not doing their work.
Yeah, there's a serious problem that we have in Gauteng especially.
In Gauteng in particular. Now, you took the decision to deploy 10 of your members for this political killing task team to support Gauteng Organized Crime Unit, am I right?
That's correct.
Now, this investigation has unmasked the syndicate which involves politicians, law enforcement agencies like SAPS, Metro, correctional services, prosecutors, judiciary, and controlled by drug cartel as well as business people. Do you still stand by those words?
That's correct.
Now, I think we let the country down when it comes to the issue, in particular of these correctional service matters, which we are going to traverse on that at a later stage, because you submitted to us the issue of Germany Prim, am I right?
That's correct.
But I want to start with this PKTT issue because the president as well has responded. And the president agrees with you and the National Commissioner. I'm going to go to that, but I want us to finish this first. in your belief, because we had some prosecutors here, whether they were suspended, some have left because of the issues of this. I mean, the law allows that. You've got IDEC, which is intimidating people. And I'm still going to repeat that again. There's an allegation that is an Indian cabal in IDEC. There's I think, I'm going to repeat that, Perumal, Sunesh, Belochone, or whatever the surname is. I might be wrong, I'm sorry on that. And I think, yeah, it's Perumal, Sulen Penesh, and Padiache, if I remember well. Are those the one who arrested the team of General Kumalo?
Well, I think there's two of them, of the names that you mentioned, that were part of the arrest.
The other one, there was an allegation, which with the case number, I guess, which was they submitted to us, that one of those investigation officers has a minor rape case, but is still working. And Chetty came here last week, he claimed that as well, that the mother of the victim is crying, that there's no law in this country. You might not know about that, but I'm saying that was the evidence given to us, and information, let me not say evidence, that's the information we got from here. In short, I know that the IDEC, they've got all the powers. They can arrest, prosecute, which for me, as lawmakers, we need to look at that. I don't think it's correct to have a referee and a player. What's your take on that?
Well, when the government took a decision to reestablish IDEC, we began to ask ourselves a question: why did the government shut down Scorpions? Because what government has literally done is to resuscitate or reestablish Scorpion with a different name. And it still remains a question to date.
Yeah. Now,
and a matter of fact, to add on it, honorable member, the former head of TPCI, Gerald Debia, he questioned that if you give IDEC the prosecution powers, why don't you give TPCI the same thing? So it remains a question. You shut down one unit, you re-establish it with the same mandate, but with a different name.
Yeah. Now, let's come to the issue, because when you were here, when we started, there was the issue of Brown Mokgotsi sending a WhatsApp message to you regarding the allegation on the defeating the end of justice, which were publicized and which involved the Department of Correctional Service at Mpangeni in KwaZulu-Natal. Mr. Brown Mokgotsi is also sent a screenshot of a presentation that was made on the 30th of September 2024, titled 2024-2025 Division Crime Intelligence Policy to you. Now, I just want to say to you that the second of events here, where I'm leading you to, the Brown Mokgotsi I'm talking about, the minister in parliament denied knowing him. However, the minister confirmed that he knows Brown Mokgotsi during a telephone conversation which was posted by Ed Londi Care at 3:30, where he confirmed that this was his comrade from the Northwest Province. Now, the association between Mokgotsi, because I want us to clear this matter. In your view, the minister misled us by saying he doesn't know Mokgotsi, and later stage he agreed that he knows Mr. Mokgotsi.
Well, I believe that because it's on record. I don't know what you said.
So in a simple term, he lied. Now, the president has responded. In his response to our question, because we asked him to appear before the committee, but unfortunately, is not appearing to this committee. But he has responded. In his response, I'm going to take you along on that, which I think you are a bit vindicated, Shamaza, on this matter. You are vindicated. The president here we sent question to the president, and the president responded simply and, in one sentence. It's not complicated. The question was, did the president approve or support the decision to disband PKTT? And the reason provided by Minister Mkhunu to disband the PKTT, the president, in his response, he says, I did not approve of the decision. And kindly see my answer above, question 25-26 on page 10. And I will read that as well. Now, Minister Mkhunu's decision to disband the PKTT, in the respective statement, both the National Commissioner General Masemula and the minister indicated that the president was informed of the decision to disband the PKTT. We said he must confirm the date, whether the president was informed of the decision and the date. Now, simply, the president came back to us. He said to us, I'm going to read that before we transverse presented to us as well today. I was informed by the National Commissioner of Police that he has been instructed by the Minister of Police, then Minister Mkhunu, to disband the PKTT. He made it clear that he disagreed with the decision. He furthermore assured the president that notwithstanding this instruction, the disbandment could not be effected immediately, as this will negatively affect the pending investigation. On receiving this information, I asked to meet with the minister. I met the minister on about 13 February. And remember that the PKTT, the letter from the minister, it disbanded the PKTT on the 1st of on the 31st. Whilst we were enjoying, the last day, but the president only met him on the 13th. On that meeting, the minister informed the president that he has given instruction to disband the task scheme, and his reason for doing so. I convey my dissatisfaction of and not having been consulted prior to the decision being taken. I furthermore indicated that, in my view, this was a decision for the National Commissioner to make. I made it clear my desire to keep abreast of any further decision that will impact the work to be done in relation to the political killings. It was in my understanding that the steps to be taken fell within the purview of the National Commissioner's authority. I had understood from the National Commissioner that the PKTT will not be disbanded and his work will continue. The directive notwithstanding, and I expected to be brief and has been in a normal course in the previous years on any political killing cases, arrest or prosecution going forward. Now, hence I'm saying to you, you are vindicated on this matter. The Minister Mkhunu was completely wrong. The president, when he established IMC, he said not even a single minister will have taken a decision to disband that alone, because it didn't belong to one department. There was ministers, and there's no handover like, in the administration. If there's a new administration, the status quo remain. So I want to say to you, Chair General, that there's nothing wrong which we have done on this matter. Hence, we are saying whatever you said on the 6th of July, maybe some other issues, as you said yourself, there's no one who's perfect. You might, the information which you had might not be correct, but hence we are here again to correct what you think perhaps when you came here for the first time, you were a bit misled by people who gave you information. But what I'm getting here as well, in terms of this PKTT, which has made us to be here, you were spot on. Now, let's come to the issue now, General. You brought in a statement here about which you said, Honorable Member Ntamulo, who's here, fortunately, the father, I think when you explained that, how did you get this message? It is a message from one prisoner called Jemani Prim.
It's a cousin of mine that brought it to me.
Or your cousin brought it to you?
Yeah, I believe because he was with someone. I'm not sure whether that's a gentleman that picked it up from the prison. I cannot remember. But it's my cousin that was communicating with.
Are you comfortable to traverse on this matter?
Very much so.
Thank you. This morning you said you read the statement and then further confirmed that you verified the information in the written statement which you confirm are true and correct. Am I right?
I said I read the statement, and majority of the things that came out of this statement, they collaborate to the things that was already been presented before this committee and the Madlanga Commission.
And in the Madlanga Commission. If so, does mean that when he says in paragraph 7 that Honorable Gayton Mackenzie made sure that he's put in CMEX because he has a voice recording which links Honorable Gayton with drug dealers and drug money. That's paragraph 7.
Yes, Honorable Member, my reading and understanding on this, if I may, almost all the paragraphs is narrating the stories of what he was told by Ket Matlana. But on paragraph 7 only, he's then expressing his own frustration. So the people he talks about on this paragraph is him telling Ket Matlana. That's when then the minister's name and other names are coming in. But the rest of the statement is what Matlala told him. What is relevant to me in the main was the statement that the minister brought here that came from prison, how it was obtained. That was the main thing. Of course, majority of the things that are written here, they are worrying. They need to be looked at. And some of the things that he mentions here are things that has happened, like the meeting at Umhlanga between me and him. He's the one who was telling this guy. This guy would not have known about that meeting. Surely, I had no reason not to trust most of the things that he said.
Let me make a disclaimer, Chair, as well. That I received a call from 011942 and whatever name. The guy called himself the same Prim. He says it's a public phone. I ignored the call 3 times because we have to protect the integrity of this parliament. If there's allegation as strong as what you submitted here, because that statement, they've sent that statement to the Honorable Taibosh and Honorable Ndlela, and I deposited that affidavit here in this core committee. Unfortunately, because of time, this is our last day. But I'm going to ask you, in your view of what you have read, whether it's true or not true, it will be tested because we are here to probe the truth. In the light of this revelation by Jemani in the letter to Ntamolo, that an ad hoc committee should have called Jemani to testify before this committee, and that the people mentioned have perhaps been given a chance to answer for themselves. What's your view on that? Especially when it involves an executive in the cabinet, because the name Honorable Minister Gayton McKenzie is a minister.